A season tips this month, and LeBron James said he initially felt skepticism regarding the COVID-19 vaccine, but ultimately decided to get it for the well-being of himself, his family, and his team. Lakers president of basketball operations and general manager Rob Pelinka said last week that he expected his entire roster to be deemed fully vaccinated by opening night of the regular season mid-October. While the King got vaccinated himself, he's not trying to make that decision for anybody else. Take a listen.
You guys should know me. Anything that I talk about, I don't talk about other people and what they should do. I speak for me and for my family, and that's what it's about.
But you don't think the issue is important enough for someone with your stature to speak out on it?
We're talking about individuals' bodies. We're not talking about something that's, political or racism or police brutality and things of that nature. We're talking about like people's bodies and well-beings. So I don't feel like, for me personally, that I should get involved in what other people should do for their bodies and their livelihoods.
Big Perk gracing your screen. Perk, good to see you. Stephen A., I'm going to start with you. Does LeBron need to be more vocal when it comes to NBA players getting vaccinated?
I don't think he needs to be more vocal now.
Okay.
But what he did yesterday, he should have done a long time ago. Let me be very, very clear. What I'm saying is that guys can get very, very slick, and they can parse words and what have you. We all know who LeBron James is. We all know how significant he is. For those of us who don't know or refuse to recognize it, he certainly has not hesitated to remind us. He is a businessman extraordinaire on multiple levels. He is wealthy, not rich. He is on the Mount Rushmore of basketball, one of the greatest athletes to have ever graced this earth. He is an individual that has been an incredible role model on so many levels, and he's to be applauded for all of that. Mm-hmm. And he took the liberty to take the bull by the horn and be front and center on a plethora of issues that affect our community. As I said before on many occasions, Kendrick Perkins, Swagoo, I was hesitant to take the vaccine myself.
Yeah.
Guy by the name of Dennis Pullen, president for Virtual Health in South Jersey, brings me to South Jersey, calls me on the phone because he's known me for years, gets me on the phone, says, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing here? This is too important. And brings me to an ICU where I saw nothing in there but black people, because so many black people were hesitant to take the vaccine, and a lot of folks in white America were gobbling up the vaccines. Not that it wasn't available, but they were taking it, is all I mean by that. And black folks were not doing so. And so when you saw the detrimental impact that it was having on our community, that's where I felt compelled to step up and take the vaccine. Plain and simple. ESPN didn't ask me to take it. Nobody asked me to take it, except Dennis Pullen. And when I saw what I saw, I did what I did. That's just me. What I'm saying about LeBron is LeBron has been and has chosen to be front and center on a plethora of issues. And this notion that it's a privacy matter, it's about your body or whatever, well, over 6 billion people worldwide have taken the vaccine. And so when we look at it, certainly you don't have to. Yeah. And we understand that, and you shouldn't be in people's face condemning them if they don't. But what you need to do is do the research as expeditiously as you possibly can to make sure that you're informed as quickly as you possibly can be, so you can disseminate whatever message you feel needs to be disseminated, as opposed to choosing this to be quiet. Whereas you had so many things that affected our community. People were dying in our community. And I felt like anybody that had a voice should have done their research sooner than later and made sure they made a decision and move forward, and at least be open about what you choose to do. And then you back out of it. I think he did that yesterday. He said, it's a personal choice. After doing my research, me and my family are vaccinated. Boom, we got it now. Vaccine's been out for damn near a year now. And we just heard from LeBron James yesterday. My issue is, and my only issue is, it should have been sooner that he said exactly what he said yesterday. That's my only issue.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, Stephen A. My thing is, we don't know when LeBron actually got vaccinated, right? So we don't know when he was really allowed to actually speak on the situation. Now, what I got from the message yesterday from his interview was that it was a message inside the message. We all know LeBron James is what? one of the guys to play for a long time, one of the guys that's known for taking care of his body, and one of the guys that leads by example. And his body of work speaks for it. That's on the court. So when he talk about his body and his temple, and he talk about how he did the research and how he got the vaccine, and that each person is allowed to put whatever they want to put in their body. And what the message that I got is, okay, if LeBron, who's one of the smartest individuals in the basketball world, in my mind, like far as when he think things out thoroughly and things to that nature, if he's okay and he's take the vaccine, to me, I thought the message was very clear that he let his actions speak more than his words by saying, hey, I'm vaccinated. So now the rest of the league is looking around and saying, dang, Braun finally came out and said, I'm vaccinated. So it must be okay. Like you said, Stephen A., somebody had to basically, because you were hesitant along with me, somebody had to influence you to go get vaccinated. And that was the same thing with me. Once I started seeing people that I trust and go sit down and actually get a shot in their arm, I said, okay, now it's time for Big Perk to go sit down and get it done as well. And for after doing my research. But here's the thing with the research, right? Everybody's a researcher now. Okay. Everybody's a damn doctor. Right? And this is not the first time that we've dealt with this. Just think about it. When we was in school in the 60s or the 70s or the 80s or 90s, you were getting shots for the measles. We didn't know what that was at the time, to be honest. And now, as an athlete, you have surgery, okay? You have surgery on injuries, and a doctor tell you, hey, look, take this at 8 o'clock for swelling, and you don't even question it. You don't go, you just pop the pill, a damn Skittle. Or if they tell you take it for pain, you so much in pain, you ain't researching it. You need your pain medicine every 4 hours. So my thing is that all the quote unquote researchers out there, you've been trusting doctors all your life. What's the problem now?
Go ahead, Speed.
It's got to be information from trusted sources. It's a great point. Marcus?
Yeah, listen, both of you make great points. Here's what I will say, because this has become such a convoluted topic when it comes to whether dudes are going to choose to take the vaccine or not. And to Perk's point, for me, it's simple. Like, and both of y'all know me, it's simple. Get on TV when somebody asks you, are you vaccinated? And say, I'm not, and I don't want to be. And deal with the consequences. That's the reality of it. There are consequences for dudes that's playing in the NBA, for us that work here at ESPN, for dudes playing in the NFL. There are protocols and there are consequences that you are going to have to deal with that vaccinated guys won't have to. That's one point. The other point is, when you look at this situation with LeBron, Stephen A., and I understand what you're saying, because we in the generation of influencers now. We got people that selling all kind of products because people follow them. I think what LeBron did yesterday will cause some guys to either take a deeper dive or go get a vaccination shot, right? I dealt with this personally in my aunt, Mickey, spent 3 months in the hospital from COVID, and it was touch and go for 2 months. So I understood the gravity. My mom lives with me, who's 60 plus years old. I ain't gonna give her real age because she's gonna call me and curse me out. 60 plus years old. She went and got vaccinated before anybody in my family went to get vaccinated. And I looked at that particular situation and I said to myself, okay, I have this responsibility to my wife and my 3 children. I have this responsibility to my mom who lives in the house. So that was my decision-making process. The point I'm getting to is, when these guys get on television and tell me that they have to do research, and when these guys get on TV and tell me, well, I'm just waiting to see and I'm trying to find out what the parameters are. No, you're not, man. Just say, I don't want to take the damn shot, and be done with it, and deal with the things that come along with that. You're going to be criticized for taking it. You're going to be criticized for not taking it. I don't want you to stand in the middle or play this clock game with everybody. I don't want to take it. That's what I would get on TV and say if that was my decision. But it's because they all are in this whole mood of, well, I don't know how this side of the crowd gonna react. I don't know how this side of the crowd gonna react. Man, stand firm in what you believe. Stand firm in what you gonna do when it comes to the shot or not, and deal with the consequences. That's the bottom line. The problem with the consequences without taking it, you may end up in the ICU. That's the consequences that
dead.
you have to deal with.
Or put somebody else in the ICU.
Absolutely.
Let's not forget that. Ding, ding, ding.
And at the end of the day, what they all saying and what we all saying is stop lying. The fact of the matter is COVID's been around for damn near 2 years. All right, you've had all of this time. You play basketball for a living. You have time to research if you deem the need to do so.
And these dudes got access.
So
these dudes got access.
Research
they got
and
access to the best doctors in the world, bro.
That's right.
All right, we got to go to break here, guys. Perk will be back with us later.